got to tell you, hot and sweaty now. That has taken a rush. It is 25 to 12, 25 past 12. Oh, and Ruth's coming in. Say hello to the camera, Ruth.
Hello to the camera.
There you are, there you are.
Here I am.
We're hassled. Right, we'll catch you later. Hassled because we should have been packed the night before, ready to leave the house at 9 or 10 in the morning at the very latest. Of course, at the time of planning, I hadn't considered what could go wrong with the van. Right, made it to Gloucester Services at least. Ruth has taken Rafi for a dog walk, and the traffic has been horrendous, but at least we're making progress. Here they are. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was progress. It was just bloody slow progress, that's all. Up until that point, we'd spent most of the journey sat in traffic. It didn't look like things were going to get any better either. But the real problems actually started the day before. I was getting the van ready, all was going well. It was nice and clean. I checked the water, checked the oil, and we were ready to get stuff loaded up. However, the side door would not close. There seemed to be a problem with the mechanism on the rear of the sliding door. Now, I'm quite good at bodging things, so after stripping down the side panel and looking at the lock, I thought I'd be okay. Unfortunately, all I achieved was a fair amount of skin off my knuckles. Well, we finally made it. What a journey that was yesterday. What did we experience? Well, you obviously heard about the door, the issues that we had with the door. That was eventually fixed, and we were hoping to get away yesterday morning, but I think it was actually, in fact I know it was 25 past 12, 25 past midday that we managed to get away. It was only with great thanks to EA Downs, the local garage by us, that we managed to get the door fixed. When we rang them up, or rather when Sparky rang them up, they were totally booked, they were full. But they did say, call us back if you're struggling, because we did try and explain that we were due to go on holiday and we certainly wouldn't be able to with the broken door. As such, they did the work for us. They squeezed us in and they did it. Fantastic. They've got a new customer from us, that's for sure. So that aside, we had that sorted. 25 past 12 we set off. We hit traffic jams, I would say, within 10 minutes of leaving home. Those traffic jams persisted until we got onto the M5. They continued all the way down the M5 until we passed Weston-super-Mare. As a consequence, we got here at 20 to 8 last night. We are on Highlands Park. Oh, my kettle's boiling. We are on Highlands Park at the moment. Highland End Park, I should say. In Dorset, in Bridport. A big thanks again to the staff who waited up for us, or rather waited in reception for us, because they should have gone home. Oh, sorry, I've got a dirty coffee cup here, I need to clean it. They should have gone home at 6 o'clock, but they didn't. They waited for us. I mean, how good is that? And we were on pitch here by about 10 to 8. We then set up the awning, the airbeam awning. I blew up pretty much 3 beams. Sparky said that she would continue. My words of advice, the only words of advice I gave her was don't blow it up too much. She blew it up too much. She blew up one of the beams. So we now have, in fact, stand by, a saggy tent. Because she blew it up too much. So, I should say, we also had rain last night. And we've got rain this morning. Poor Raff is there on his little tether, getting wet. But door's fixed. Staff waited up for us. We set up camp. It's £11.74 for a new beam. It's raining, but we're not in the office, so who cares? We can hear the seagulls. We don't know where we're going to go at the moment. It might be Lyme Regis later on. It might be down to West Bay. I suggest it's not down to the beach, that's for sure. And Sparky will be back from the shower shortly, so we'll have breakfast. Everything is good in the world. There really isn't any getting away from the fact that the seafront on Lyme Regis is fantastic. We love it. But I highly recommend getting off the seafront, get down some of the side streets. There are loads of little independent shops, restaurants, cafes. They really add to this town, so it's worth a visit. This is Mill Lane, for example, and I promise you the microbrewery is not the only reason to visit. We always find it sad leaving this place, but it's well worth a visit. But I must say, if you are coming down, try and get down early because parking spaces are few and far between. Whenever we come, we now arrive early and head straight through the town, past the seafront and up Pound Street to Holmbush Car Park. The postcode is DT73HX. There's no height restriction in this car park, or certainly wasn't when we arrived anyway. There's also disabled spaces, larger spaces for motorhomes, and there's a toilet block on site too. We took a bit of a strange route, to be honest, through the corner of the car park, through a field and down some rather steep steps to the Cobb. I don't think I'd recommend this route. It was a bit of a strange route, to be honest. But alternatively, just go through the main entrance point and veer right down the bank into the town centre. Very short walk. Albeit that bank is a little bit steep and it's a little bit of a climb to your car once you finish shopping, eating, drinking, etc. To be honest, it doesn't have to be lunchtime to enjoy Seatown, but hey, if you are there, you may as well pop into the Anchor for something to eat. The road leading down to the beach is a little narrow in places, and the high hedges can make it feel quite tight at times as well. That said, I promise you it is worth the journey. As you make your way down the lane, you're going to meet a walker or two. But as is usually the case in Dorset, the buildings you come across are going to be gorgeous. As the scene opens up, just take a look to your left hand side and you'll see a campsite called the Golden Cap. This is part of the same company that owns Highlands End. I've got to say, good luck finding a space here. I've never managed to book one, but it looks absolutely fantastic. The wind was starting to pick up a bit, but it was still warm. More importantly, I've got to say, it was dry. It was just a simple fish and chips when I went into the anchor, but by heck, it were good. It would have been great if we could stop for a sauna, but the clouds were coming in and we needed to get back to watch England playing Ukraine that night. We're on Little Shep, which is part of Highlands End camping site. A little bit of a pitch that they put on here in high seasons. That cliff that you can see just over the trees there, that's West Bay or Broadchurch if you ever watched the TV series. You can walk there from here. You can see that we are on levelling blocks, but it's a little bit slopey further on down, so I'd certainly recommend this pitch up here. In fact, no I don't, otherwise it might not be here when we get back. But down there, wow, you're gonna have to level those up a bit. Anyway, catch you in a bit. Not 1 hour later and we arrive at Burnbake Campsite and Luxury Lodges. No prizes for guessing what we've got for. The site is near Corfe Castle, which we passed on the way in here. Looks absolutely fantastic. That little guide that I showed you shows a number of activities around here, including pubs that we can go to. We're over to the east side of Dorset now. This site looks brilliant. There's a couple of different campsites. One's a bit of a big open field. This is the electric hookup part. As you can see, we've still got our crooked house, but it keeps some things dry. I have to say though, weather isn't too bad at the moment, bearing in mind it's supposed to be raining. There was a sparkly Barkley over there, otherwise known as Hey You in the Bushes. She's still in the bushes with the rafter. I don't know where she is. But anyway, I'll fill you in on the site a little bit more later. Not before we head down to sunny Wareham though. To be honest, we didn't explore this town too much. This was a lovely place to park up, but we didn't manage to get a Sunday lunch because all the pubs were booked up, so try and book in advance. I've got to say, this is a lovely little site. No hookup on this side, but there is down by us, obviously. Those are the facilities there. Toilets, showers, etc. And even just over that side, the other side of that bush, is a little cafe type thing that sells burgers, halloumi burgers, beef burgers, the lot. Right, what day is it?
Sunday.
Sunday. It's Sunday and I'm about to cook tea, and I'm gonna just spin this around just so you can have a look, see what I'm cooking at the moment. There we go, Raffy's not helping, but in here, in my ridge monkey, I've got, I suppose it's a chilli, isn't it? Just heating up, and I'm going to do some taquitos, some rolled tacos this evening, and I'm going to be frying them in my beautiful little Cadac. I've not shallow fried in there yet, but what have I got? That's already pre-made. So before I came here, I browned off some mince and got that out. I've got to say, when you brown off mince, properly brown it off, otherwise you'll get no flavour in it. I've then fried off some red peppers, white onions, added in a bit of cumin, some chipotle chili paste, a bit of garlic powder, a bit of oregano, just a bit, don't go overboard with it, it's not Italian. Plenty of salt and pepper, and then add some beef stock. Just bubble that up, chuck it in a pot, stick it in your fridge in your camper, leave it there for as long as you can. A couple of days if you can. It'll taste fantastic then, and come back in a short while and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it.
You're on Doggy Fresh.
Right, here we go. Oh, pink, time's up. So can you just see what I'm doing here, Ruth? A bit of filling on this, not too much because you really want them quite thin. Should say I've got hot fat on there, never good on a slopey site really.
Don't move Rafferty well out of the way of that.
Okay, you're rolling these tight little cigars if you can.
Okay.
Okay. I should say I've heated that on that plate as well. just so that they're nice and pliable. We roll those, here we go, nice and tight.
Do you need to fold the ends over as well?
Nope. Okay, so keep that nice and tight. Oh, it does not very tight there, though, does it? There we go. And we drop it in.
Be careful.
Cheeky little things, poking out a little bit. Okay, another one out. Another one on. And we'll do exactly the same with this one. What time is it now? Is this supper or is it tea?
Well, it's about 8:30 now, so at least 8:30.
It's got to be supper then.
Yeah.
If we were posh enough, this would be supper. We're not posh.
How about the supper?
It's late tea. Fold that up nice and tight. God, it's quite warm, that one. I'd like them a little bit tighter than that, to be honest, like little cigars, but I've had a couple of JBs.
Okay. Always go well together. A couple of JDs and boiling hot fat.
Yeah. Right, so these are tacos, by the way, crispy tacos. And this is just an avocado crema, it's called, which I've also made before we came away. All I've done, I have got a squeezy bowl, so I've just cut the corner off a sandwich bag. You can have that there, but that is just an avocado, some sour cream, juice of lime, garlic clove, a bit of cumin, salt and pepper. That's it, blitz it up in a blender, and that's what you get. And Ruth has also bought, what have you bought here, Ruth?
Tex-Mex, just like
Tex-Mex.
salsa, guacamole,
Yeah.
3 cheese, sour cream and chive
That'll
dip.
do. So just chuck all that on, and that's it, sorted. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I'll put on a little bit of, usually put on like crumbly Mexican cheese, but I had some Parmesan left over. It's hard cheese, it's okay. So just sprinkle that over the top as well. Monday was yet another day where we managed to escape the forecasted rain, so we decided to go down to Swanage. We parked the van in a very large and very convenient car park that was only a short walk from the seafront. I urge you to check out GG Ice Cream Kiosk. It's opposite the small Banjo Pier on the seafront, and I have to say this is the best ice cream I have ever had, and I do not say that lightly. Once you have your ice cream, take a short stroll down to Prince Albert Gardens, take a bench and people watch. The main pier is situated opposite the gardens. You do have to pay to get on here, but it's certainly worth it, if only to walk amongst the special people that have been commemorated here. From the end of the pier, you could see Old Harry Rocks in the distance. This was one of the main places that I was looking forward to visiting. It was also where the rain finally caught up with us. We parked in one of the National Trust car parks next to the beach, but it was a lovely walk to the rocks. But be mindful, there is a nudist beach nearby. Even more sun greeted us on Tuesday morning. This encouraged us to get the ferry over to Sandbanks, if only for a little dreaming. We grabbed a quick lunch in Bournemouth before returning back to the site to catch up on the tour. The obvious choice seems to be the National Trust car park on the main road as you head towards Corfe Castle, but check out this place actually inside the village. It's only a short walk and it's a great location. I have to say, the pictures and videos do this place no justice. The castle is beautiful, the village is stunning. Also, if you fancy a pint, you want to meet some lovely staff and you want to chat with some great locals, pop down to the Greyhound in the village. You will not be disappointed. How good is that pub?
If it had more thumbs, it'd get more thumbs.
Oh, well done.
VW Central.
Right. Do a bit of a tour of the campsite before we go. Show everybody what's here.